All right. Well, hello there. Carol Dockum here with beautifulfacesgoingplaces.com. And we are continuing our business spotlight series and sales trainings here. And our special guest today is none other than the famous Brenda Aveyard. She is a sales and business coach and business strategist. And she's here today to just share with all of us some tips that we can use in our sales processes. So welcome, Brenda.
Thank you, Carol. It's so good to be here with you and your listeners.
I know, it's awesome to have you here. I know I have been working with Brenda for several years now. I have seen her in action and heard her presentations and her trainings, and she is just incredible. Brenda, I'd love for you to share a bit about your background, because you have an extensive background as an entrepreneur, a business owner, a leadership trainer, and sales and business training. So share with us a little bit about your background.
Okay, I'm not going to go back to my childhood businesses, but I'm going to start when I was an adult. I have some pretty good stories back there, but basically what I've done is I've been an entrepreneur and I coach entrepreneurs. I've owned several businesses. I've owned a business in a strip center, business in a regional mall. I've owned business in theme park. So I have a varied background in business ownership, and I was senior sales director with Mary Kay Cosmetics and top 2% in recruiting with them. So I have the famous, and any Mary Kay ladies out there, I have one of the famous diamond bumblebee pins that Mary Kay gives you if you're top in certain areas in her company. After all of that, I went into corporate America, and I had several jobs, trying to find my way. And then I went to work for a major weight loss company, and I traveled all over North America. And I actually started as a regional sales manager. And then I went with the franchise division, and I actually consulted with franchise owners, reviewed their numbers with them, because numbers is the number one thing in your business, is knowing your numbers. And then I would fly into their markets periodically and go in and train their VPs to their frontline employees on sales and how to increase their revenue in their centers. And then I retired in higher education, and I had the sales teams at 4 nursing campuses and wrote a business development plan for them and implemented it, and retired for about 30 minutes until Roger said to me, "Are you going to talk like this all the time?" And that's my first day, because I traveled. He kind of had the house to himself, him and the dogs. So he said by noon, he says, "Are you going to talk like this all day, every day?" I said, "Honey, that's what I do. That's what I do. I fly away and I go in and I talk all day long until 7 o'clock in the evening." He says, I don't know if I can take it or not." But I knew I wanted to help women. So that all started with Mary Kay, because, we have the ability to do things that we don't even know we can do until we try to do them. And that's why the diamond bumblebee is one of her symbols, because the little body is so fat and the wings are just real frail and fine. So aerodynamically, they should not be able to fly, but they do. So I loved bringing out that in women starting their own business. So I knew I wanted to be a coach. So I became a certified life coach, and that wasn't what I wanted to do once I did it, because my passion is business. And I have clients from all walks of life. I have entrepreneurs, I have solopreneurs, I have small business owners, I have direct sales, anybody who sells anything. And if as Zig Ziglar says, if you communicate with people, you, my friend, are in sales. So, right. That's what I do. And I do it because I've done it my entire life. So I know what it feels like not to be getting the sales you want. I know what it feels like to have an investment in a business. And what about when something like this happens and everything changes? So I guess you could say I'm a sales and business coach, because I walk the walk and now I talk the talk. Is that good enough for you, Carol?
That's fantastic. Yes, you are an inspiration, Brenda. And I love what you said as you're sharing your background, and it is an incredible background, by the way. And but I love what you said about your sales really is reflected in your numbers, right? And I know I've been in a couple of your trainings where you really focus on documenting your numbers, and your numbers don't tell lies, right? So I'm just trying to think about
There they go.
where everyone is at right now.
Like this.
What's that?
Yeah, I had a lady that I did a #1 business challenge call with, and we were talking, and she was starting a business, and I gave her, she was starting her business. She didn't know what to do, kind of. So I gave her some ideas. And the first thing I told her to do was track her numbers.
Right.
And then when the call was over, and I ran into her about 3 months later at a meeting, and she came up to me and said, "Can I talk to you after the meeting?" And I said, "Sure." And so then after the meeting, I sat down with her to talk, and I said, "Well, tell me, how's things go?" And she says, "Well, you know, when we had that call, you told me to write down 1 to 31 and to write my sales down every day." And I said, "Yes," because I often say that because people don't really know their numbers. And she said, "Well, I thought that was the stupidest thing anyone ever told me." And I thought, well, this is going good so far. So I need more information. So I said, "Well, tell me more." She said, "So I didn't do it for about 2 weeks, and I wasn't making any money, and I wasn't making as much as I was before." And I thought, well, she probably knows more than I do. And I know she makes more money than I do. So I think I'm going to try that. And I did. And she said, "It's turned my business around. And now instead of having 1 product to sell, I have 4. So just by doing that, because she was in competition with herself, and when she didn't sell anything, I said, "You haven't sold anything. Why didn't get on the phone?" So she did. She said, "Never once did I not make 2 or 3 sales once I got on the phone in the afternoon." And that leads right into what we talking about today. And that's follow-up. You may not know how that relates to this right now. However, everybody has been in a frenzy on pivoting their business. Some people have pivoted their business so far that they have changed their complete business plan, which is not what you want to do, because this is now. This isn't forever. Okay?
Right.
But what we as business women have done is we have found new ways to do our business. So that pivot really means that this isn't working. So we're going to make a plan, and we're going to implement a new plan for now, because your business plan is going to come back. Okay. Once this is over, now we're into transition of getting out of our houses, maybe the opportunities to be able to meet with small groups of people again, an opportunity to go out and do networking one-on-ones and have a cup of coffee with someone to really get to know them. But we have a whole client base. We have a whole client base. Have they heard from you? You know, where are you with them in this process? So some people have frozen and done nothing. No contacts. They're just waiting for this to get over so they can go out. They're going to every free webinar they can go to. They're going to every free program, okay, which gives them introductions, and they get confused with so many things to do that they don't do anything. And I might be talking to you guys, but maybe not. But if you are, now's the time for you to go back into your business to get your business ready to go live again. And the best way to do that is through follow-up. So, do you want me to keep going, or do you have a question, Carol?
Yeah, I'm just thinking about what our conversation before we jumped on, and you were planning to share just follow-up and the importance of follow-up. And you know, what is that saying? The fruit is in the follow-up, the magic is in the follow-up. I'm trying to recall that saying, but
the fortune The fortune is in
The
the
fortune,
follow-up.
thank you. I'm like, what is that saying? The fortune. Yes. The fortune
Yeah.
is in the follow-up. And I'm thinking about where all of us were at. I mean, 2020, I don't know about you, but I was like, oh my gosh, this is going to be an amazing year. I mean, I was just going headstrong, and then all of a sudden, boom, 2 months ago, we're hit with, this pandemic, and all of us, I think, froze. I know I froze for at least a week, and like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? But I'm thinking about all of those conversations that I've had, in terms of my own business, and leads and individuals that have had expressed an interest in beautiful faces going places, and all of that, planting those seeds along the way, the past year leading up to 2020. And then all of a sudden, boom, I'm frozen. And then, okay, now it's time to pivot and create new ways of doing business. But you're absolutely right. Now's the time to pick up the phone, have those conversations, whether it's virtually with a coffee chat, Zoom coffee call, or in person if people are comfortable doing that. But you're absolutely right. I can only imagine many business owners, entrepreneurs, small businesses have their leads, or their seeds, their prospects, interested parties that have expressed interest. It's there, right? I'm sure they have it in their funnel, or their, I'm trying to think of the right word.
Yeah. Okay. So let's start with that. First of all, I want to say my coach tells me the way you do anything is the way you do everything. And that is a very thought-provoking statement. The way you do anything is the way you do everything. But we can pivot, the big word for right now, we can pivot and start today. All we have to do is make a decision and a commitment, and then follow up, which is what we're going to talk about right now for a few moments. When does follow-up start? A lot of people think that follow-up starts once you make a sale. Then you follow up with the person. But it really is not that, Carol. I don't touch your face, but my bangs tickle my forehead. Follow-up starts from the very first moment that you meet someone, okay? The very first moment you meet them and start having a business conversation. That's where follow-up starts, because once you meet them, you have to get an appointment with them. So it may be that you meet them at a networking meeting, or you meet them online now in a virtual networking meeting, but you have to follow up afterwards and start a conversation, because you have to follow up with that meeting in order to get the sales conversation, which is where you talk about your product or your service. So it starts from the beginning. And then once that happens, you get the appointment. You may have to do 2 or 3 or 4 follow-ups in order to get the appointment, but you get the appointment and then you do your presentation. If you make a sale, you continue to follow up with what they do right after the sale, with get up to getting referrals, and then you follow up with them. And I'm going to tell you different steps to do along the way. So let's start with right now. Y'all have a list of your clients, your possible clients, okay? I want you to make a commitment right now to pick up the telephone, because that is the #1 way of communication. Remembering that sales is serving, and you have to be a great salesperson even during a pandemic. It's how you approach it. It's not avoiding approaching it. So you're approaching it from service at this point. So you call, you want to see how they're doing. How has this affected your family? Are you teaching your kids at home yourself? How is it affecting your world? How is it affecting your business? Or you may say, a lot of my clients, if you're in cosmetic sales, a lot of my clients are dying to look beautiful again. And so I'm doing virtual classes, and they're so much fun. I thought maybe you would like to join one of them. It's just kind of a way to pick people up. See, it's a way to sell your product, but it's a way to pick people up, because we need to be lifted right now. We
Yes,
all
we do.
need to be lifted. I told Roger 3 weeks ago, I said, take me someplace I have to buy me something. He says, well, what do you want? Clothes? I said, anything. He said, well, which store do you want to go to? Do you want to go down to Cincinnati? I said, Roger, we have 3 choices. We have Costco, Sam's, and Walmart pretty much right now. He said, well, do you want to go to Costco or Sam's? And I said, well, I don't care. So I went to Sam's. I had to buy something for me. I bought 2 pair of yoga pants and I don't even do yoga. So go figure. I just wanted to buy something. People are seeing the light at the end of the tunnel and they're ready to buy. So if you're not taking advantage of this time in your business, then you need to pivot and you need to start doing it. Do it from an approach of love and caring. But you need to make contacts. And people say, well, I call them and they don't answer the phone. I leave a message, they don't call me back. Well, you have to nurture the people that you want to do business with. You have to nurture them. And that's why we have customer relationship management systems. And don't let me forget to talk about that, Carol, because I want to share that. But how can you make contact? They say it takes 7 to 12 touches before you really start to build a relationship with someone. And you can do this in crazy ways that are easy to do it. You can connect with them on LinkedIn. I'm so happy I met you on a broadcast of Beautiful Faces Going Places. Just happened to send you a message afterwards. And I'd love to get to know you better. You can invite them to like you on Facebook. You can invite them to your Facebook page. You can ask them to like your business page. You can send them a copy of one of your newsletters. You can send a copy of one of your blogs. You can call them. You can email them. You can text them. Right, there's 10. Okay, we're between 7 and 12, and all that can be done in a month and 4 weeks. Just start to nurture that person so they get to see who you are. That's the follow-up on the front end. Then we get in the middle, and now we have an appointment and we have to follow up. Don't trust that appointment to show up. You need to remind them, send them an article that they may be interested in. Send them something that says, I can't wait to talk to you next Wednesday. Make sure this is on your calendar. Follow up with them before the appointment. The night before, send them a text, say, talk to you tomorrow at 10, or see you on Zoom tomorrow at 10. Keep that conversation and that nurturing going all through, then you have the sales process. If you don't sell them your product or your service, then you want to send them some information. You want to schedule a follow-up call with them. You want to send them some information. Maybe it's a new product that you thought they might be interested in. It doesn't matter, but keep in contact with them. Then if you sold them something, then you want to give them something to do right away so they feel value in their decision. And then you want to follow up with them. How is it going? How is my product working for you? Have you accomplished this? And on, just to keep in contact with them until they're satisfied and they're happy, and then you ask for a referral. And that is the very best thing that can happen with follow-up is referrals. So you can do 10 touches, which is really non-invasive. It's not like sending 5 emails out that are sales emails that lead down to sign up for this. This is just different things you can do so they can get to know you. And how do we control that? That's what I want to talk about too. If you have a CRM, that's a customer relationship management system. This is something that helps you not lose them, because how many of you keep your people on a sheet of paper, or you keep them in a binder, or you keep them on an Excel spreadsheet? But you get busy and you don't go to that spreadsheet for several days, or you don't get in your binder, or pretty soon you've gotten yourself busy, so you ignore it, and that shows up 3 months later. So everyone needs a customer relationship management system, and I needed one, and I wanted to do one really bad. It's very expensive, and you almost have to take 5 or 15 classes in order to be able to work it. but there is a customer relationship management system. If you do not have one, it's called LACRM. LACRM. And the funny thing is it stands for Less Annoying CRM, because they are difficult and they are challenging to learn to work. This one is less annoying. It's really, really simple, because if it wasn't really, really simple, I wouldn't be using it. And I recommend it to my clients, and I recommend it to you because it's inexpensive, number one. Number two is that it's simple to manage. And you can go to lessannoyingcrm.com. You can actually sign up and you can get a 30-day free trial. So you can try it.
Mhm.
I don't do all the stuff in it. I use it very basic, but every morning I get an email that tells me who I need to call that day.
That's
Or who
pretty
I need
good.
to send an email to.
Right.
And it keeps me on top of it, and it helps me serve my people better. And it's only $10 a month if you decide to join. And it will ask you when you do it if anyone referred you. And if you put my name, Brenda Aveyard, in there, they will give you 60 days of free service. Now, that's really nice because you'll know if you would like it in 60 days or not. And you just join within 60 days and it's, everything stays in there. So you're spending time building up something and finding out how you can make it work for you. But it's the simplest CRM I've ever tried. I've tried other ones and I couldn't get it done. Either they didn't do the right thing or I didn't do the right thing. It's probably me, but this is pretty foolproof. And they have support. Really
That's
good.
awesome, Brenda. I was going to ask you what CRM system you use. And you're absolutely right. I know I have Excel spreadsheets, and I do have a binder and list, and you're right. When you just get busy working on your business, you're not keeping track, or, next thing you know, 1 or 2 weeks have passed by, or an entire month. And it's like, oh yes, I meant to follow up with so-and-so, and, just check in with her and make that phone call. Yeah.
Forget we're human.
Yeah.
And another piece of advice I have for you, if you're new in business and you aren't making any money yet, $10 a month, stretch yourself.
Right.
Because I waited, until I thought I was ready and I had enough people. And then I still have people I don't have in my CRM because they haven't taken the time to put the people that were in okay, here it is. It's right by my desk, who I talk to, who buys, who doesn't, and all of these forms here that I filled out with conversations with people. So yeah, I have the book, I have the spreadsheets, but now I just have to put those in, but they're older, like a year and a half, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. But it makes life easier for you at not a lot of money. So I advise my clients now, if you're just starting up, spend $10, start with putting your people in a system.
Right. Yes.
It does other things too. It does a bit of building a funnel, but I don't know how that works because I only focus on what I do.
Right. Right.
And
And what I'm thinking about, what date is, it's May 20th. So imagine, it's May 20th. We've got 10 days left in May. Jump into the LA CRM system and start working it. By June 1st, you can have all of this in place and can really start impacting your business for June and July, the next 60 days while you're working the free trial, right?
Yes, and I have a great thing for you, Carol. You said everybody on an Excel spreadsheet, right?
Yeah.
If you can get your people from whatever you're using now onto an Excel spreadsheet, it can be imported right into LACRM. Right. And I have a funnel system, and I took that information, I sent them the email with the spreadsheet, and they will even put it in for you.
Oh my goodness.
So, they did that for me. It would have been a nightmare for me to do it because I'm not technical. I'm sales and I'm relationship building.
Yeah.
So technology is not my favorite thing at all.
It's not
But
mine either.
I found someone who will work with me as a novice and they actually said, just send us a spreadsheet. We'll put it in for you. And they did. Boom,
Right.
done.
Awesome. No, that's awesome. Well,
But
Brenda, I just want
so important. So
it,
important, everybody. It's really important.
right, right. Um, I forgot I just lost my train of thought.
Happens
I
now.
love, I, I really just loved how you really talked about, it really is a process, and I love that your philosophy is really, sales is about service. It's about solving problems, offering a solution. And when you
It is.
come from that place, I think it's not as difficult. And even with your follow-ups, you really do care about the individual that you're following up with, because you truly believe that you have something of value, you have something that will help them. So, yeah, I love your philosophy, and it is a process, it is a system. And if you work it, you will be successful in your business.
You will. You will. So you just have to make a decision right now. Get up, clear off your desk, tie your hair back, and just start. That's all we have to do is just start.
Right.
Just start.
I love it. That is a fantastic message. Now, I saw that you posted something earlier today on Facebook, and I know we shared it at Beautiful Faces Going Places. You have a fabulous e-newsletter that goes out, the Sales Talker. So I want to make sure everyone knows about that, and tell us a little bit about it.
Okay, the Sales Talker comes out twice a month.
Okay.
And you can get it by actually going, I'll tell you the easiest way to get it. You can type in a gift from Brenda.com. That's a gift from Brenda.com. Or you can go to my website, BrendaAveyard.com, but you usually have to spell my name 3 times before you can figure it out. So I say go to a gift from Brenda.com. Then you can opt into my newsletter,
Mm-hmm.
and you'll get it immediately. You'll get an email that you confirm you want it, and then you'll get it immediately. And once you get my newsletter, you can always book a call with me. And I'm doing a lot of complimentary calls right now for women who are stuck in their business, women who want to prepare to go to the next level when this is all over and they don't know where to start because we're confused and our attention span is short. So once you get my newsletter, you can actually go into the newsletter, and there's usually always a link to book an appointment. If not, just go to my website and you'll see it right on the front page, BrendaAveyard.com, and you can book a call with me. And I'm happy to do it. I've been doing a lot of them to help people refocus for the reopening.
Right, right. And now is the perfect time to refocus. I know Brenda and you and I talked yesterday as we were confirming today's appointment in our live stream, just really talking about, how this is affecting everyone. And that, really, seriously, we all have been impacted and affected globally. So, if whatever it is that you're going through, yes, it's real. And the message is it's okay to have your bad days, and to realize that there is hope at the end of the tunnel. There are some things that we can do right now to put into place so that we can continue to move forward. So I know you and I were talking about that yesterday, and I'd love to convey that message. And if you have anything to add to that.
We are women who own businesses. We are women who have jobs that have come home to work now.
Mm-hmm.
We are women who are in sales and can't do cold calls and can't really meet the number of people that I was on a networking call this morning, and a person that's in sales, she says, I do all cold calling and I can't go out and do anything because no one is there. We're also women who are mothers who have become school teachers during this time and teaching their children. We are also women who have family members who have got, I think most everybody knows someone who has been affected by COVID-19. Some of us have elderly parents that we're really concerned about. Even I'm concerned about me. I'm old. But but you know,
Yeah.
the thing is, we have to put it in perspective. I had this challenge just last week when there was a COVID case where my mother lives in assisted living. And then the next day, my dog got sick, and we thought that was his last day. And I just lost it. You know, we all lose it on
Right.
personal things. It's the things of the heart that we lose it on, not so much the business, but the things of the heart. And I had to sit down, and when you get stuck in this space, this is what I recommend. Sit down and make a list of the things you're worried about, and then go down that list and cross out the things that you have no control over. What you have no control over, mark it out and then throw it away. The things you have control over, you have the opportunity to change and change those things. But I don't have any opportunity to change my mother's situation. I don't have any opportunity to decide when the good Lord's going to call my doggy home, which could be any day because he's 16 and a half.
Right.
So, you know, I had to look at it in a new perspective because everything is perspective. It's how we look at everything, our point of view. So why spend the last days, weeks, months, years with your loved ones so overwhelmed with fear that you can't enjoy them if you can't change it? Dismiss it, bless it, let it go, and then live for the rest of that time.
I love that.
That's the old life coach coming out in me.
Thank you. I told you she's full of wisdom, and yes, thank you so much, Brenda. I think that is a fabulous way to wrap up our live stream today, and I can't thank you enough for sharing that with all of us. And please register for Brenda's Sales Talker. I think you're going to find a lot of value, and book an appointment with her. Now is the time to refocus and put together some strategies in place so that it'll lead you to success. So thank you.
We'll laugh in our conversation. We'll laugh at the things we do. It's to help you reach inside yourself and grow.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Brenda, thank you so much. And go to agiftfrombrenda.com and register. So, all right, thank you so much, Brenda. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.